Welcome to this explainer. Today we are tackling a massive, often totally invisible enterprise challenge, identity visibility. We're going to demystify how modern intelligence platforms are finally curing those massive blind spots that honestly plague even the most advanced corporate networks out there. Let's dive right in.
So, just to wrap our heads around the sheer scale of the problem, consider this pretty staggering number, 83. That's the average number of different cybersecurity tools a large enterprise CISO is juggling right now. Think about that for a second. It's literally like trying to conduct an orchestra with 83 different instruments, but none of the musicians can actually hear each other. That is the chaotic reality for modern security teams.
And because of that chaos, despite having dozens of these disconnected tools all stitched together into this so-called identity fabric, organizations still consistently fail to answer one deceptively simple question: who is actually allowed to do what? Finding a straight answer is just practically impossible when your identity data is scattered across all these isolated silos.
Here is our quick roadmap for sorting this out. We'll cover the identity patchwork problem, what exactly an Ivip is, the NEXIS Platform, AI and dynamic authorization, and finally, continuous compliance.
All right, starting with Section 1, the identity patchwork problem.
This is your absolute nightmare scenario. Imagine you've got your IGA managing everyday workforce data, and then over here, your PAM, handling highly sensitive admin privileges. Now, because these systems almost never talk to each other, an HR admin could easily hold a totally standard business role in the IGA, but secretly possess conflicting, super-user administrative rights in the PAM. That is a direct segregation of duties violation, and the scariest part? It remains completely invisible to the security team.
Which brings us to Section 2. What on earth is an IVIP? Well, an IVIP,
Which stands for Identity, Visibility, and Intelligence Platform, is really the ultimate missing layer in all of this. It gives you rapid integration and visibility across all your identity data and pairs it up with AI-enabled analytics. So instead of constantly jumping between a dozen disconnected dashboards, an IVPIP simply consolidates all those siloed tools into one single, unified governance view. It's a real game changer.
Now, looking at the broader market context, it's super interesting. Analysts actually give IVIPs a high benefit rating because they drastically accelerate that holy grail of security, single pane of glass visibility. But get this, market penetration right now is sitting at just 1 to 5%, meaning the organizations that are adopting this layer today are gaining a massive, proactive advantage over all the patchwork chaos the rest of the industry is still suffering through.
Let's look at a real-world example in Section 3, the NEXIS Platform solution.
Crucially, a platform like NEXIS doesn't force you to go in and rip out or replace your existing infrastructure. Nobody wants to do that. Instead, it seamlessly wraps around your current IGA, PAM, and access management systems. It basically acts as an intelligence umbrella, pulling high-quality data from all those disparate tools and layering AI-driven intelligence right on top. And that covers both human and non-human identities, by the way.
Plus, instead of spending months doing painful custom coding, which usually just kills these integration projects entirely, NEXIS deploys in literally a matter of weeks. They pulled this off by using over 180 zero-code, pre-configured governance templates, so your security teams can actually start getting actionable insights almost immediately.
Moving right along to Section 4, AI and dynamic authorization.
Because, let's face it, managing access manually is just not scalable anymore. Enter Nico, the NEXIS Intelligent Copilot. Think of it as an embedded, everyday cybersecurity assistant. Nico delivers real-time access recommendations and suggests smart recertifications. But its real superpower? Explainable AI. It's not just a black box issuing blind approvals or denials. It provides clear, transparent reasoning for every decision. It takes this complex, probabilistic AI and turns it into insights that everyday business users can actually understand and trust.
And this shift points directly to where the entire industry is heading. We are finally moving away from those outdated, rigid static roles that rely on excruciatingly slow manual updates. Instead, we're shifting toward dynamic authorization. This is a much more modern approach that actively consumes real-time threat data through a shared signals framework. It's constantly evaluating contextual attributes, like device posture or user behavior, on the fly, right when access is requested.
Which naturally leads us to our final section, continuous compliance and observability.
The bedrock of this whole observability piece is ISPM, or Identity Security Posture Management. ISPM gives you near real-time recognition of risks and uses AI-based anomaly detection to autonomously forecast vulnerabilities.
By constantly monitoring that unified identity fabric we've been talking about, it basically acts as an ever-vigilant detective. It spots authorization anomalies and autonomously fixes deviations based on a learned understanding of what good, secure network behavior actually looks like.
And when audit time inevitably rolls around, you get to rely on the AI-powered evidence collector. To completely eliminate that massive compliance overhead we all dread, it automatically verifies that your documented governance policies perfectly match the actual live configurations inside your systems. It ensures you have day-one readiness for major regulations like DORA, GDPR, and NIS2. It literally replaces the whole painful manual proof-gathering process with just continuous, automated monitoring.
So I'm going to leave you with this final thought to really chew on regarding the integrity of your own network. Is your identity fabric just a patchwork of blind spots, or is it a truly unified intelligence platform? Thank you so much for joining this explainer. Stay secure out there, and definitely keep questioning what you can't see.